Well, there's Jin Dahad. It must have fallen back down. I know we are supposed to slay Jin Dahad so it wouldn't cause chaos amongst the ice shard cliffs. But why would Plantis want Jin Dahad anyway? Oh, crud. Whoa!
Okay, those two do not look like us, sorry. We both look like we've been through little heck.
And not to mention, my eye is not even existent there. Try remaking an image in yourself as Black Lagoon.
Okay, we kinda look the same, Senketsu. But I don't remember you having a ripped fabric there. After all, you are fully made of life fibers.
True, and normal blades cannot cut me down that easily.
Not to mention I have these boots instead of the usual shoes. Do the guys in Black Lagoon usually wear these kinds of boots? Hey, let me try! I'm like, hey, am I so gloomy? Guessing that's how anime Black Lagoon usually goes. I mean, Warner Poor is usually full of criminals and whatnot. Hold on, I can fix myself up. And done! Well, not exactly sure the bubbles has something to do with it, but at least you're happy like your usual self. Well, it was actually worth a try. Yeah, again, we cannot use AI stuff to make money, but it doesn't hurt to use AI for fun. Speaking of, where's Chris? You gotta be kidding me!
Hey, no sword again? Whoa! Okay, you.
A nice try, I got rust. Hey.
Oh wait, no I don't.
Wait. I thought you don't. Ouch.
Oh.
Suck your bean. Hey, whoa. Okay, seriously. Whoa. Come on, we gotta bust that thing down.
Oh no, not that. Oh, 50%? And oh, come on,
ouch. Seriously, we need to bust that thing down. Out and fast.
Good thing I'm using blast, so I don't have to worry about you changing elements. Alright, go on, let's
hurry up, beat that spider up.
Oh, before that wall blast us to bits.
Alley-oop. Thanks.
That was close.
Brace for impact! Just these toys have something to do with that Omega robot thing. You mean Plantis? That Beano-like robot? Yeah, that. But I guess while we're waiting for him, his friend Skywalker sent us a request. Hey, what is it? I think Sky wants us to react to Nedry's novel illustration. Like the same chubby Nedry that was stealing dino embryos? Yeah, that guy.
Wasn't he devoured by those Dilophosaurus?
Yeah, I saw him guy eating in a movie. He even thought that Dilophosaurus was a dog. Not your dog, it's just Nedry thought so. Anyway, let's check the Nedry illustration, shall we?
Nedry.
Oops, forgot to turn the cameras off.
The sign said,
I'm pretty sure there was
electrified
not much
fence,
to worry
10,000
because
volts, do not touch.
Jurassic
But
Park was
Nedry
powered
opened it
down
with
a
his
while
bare
ago
hand
during the
and
storm.
unlocked the gate, swinging it wide.
Maybe, but with Nedry
He went
needed
back to
a
the
plan,
Jeep,
and so he can
drove through
escape
the
with the
gate,
embryos
and then
away.
walked back to close it behind him.
He's not. He's
Now he
not
was
more than
inside the
cheapskate
park itself,
beef.
no more than a mile from the east dock. He stepped on the accelerator and hunched
The
forward
reason
over
why
the
he
steering
wants
wheel,
to drive in a storm.
peering through the rain-slashed windshield
Honestly, he's
as he
better
drove
off
the Jeep
just
down the
staying
narrow
in the park.
road.
We
He was driving fast, too
all
fast,
bad guys would
but
rather
he
be
had to
caught
keep to his
on
timetable.
floor in jail than
He was
being
surrounded
eaten
on all
alive.
sides by black
That
jungle,
and or
but
get
soon he should be able to
electrocuted by
see
a
the beach
thunderstorm.
and the ocean off to
But
his
hold
left.
on. If he
This
knew the
damn
park would be
storm,
safer, why
it might
he
screw up
drive
everything.
out of the storm just to
Because if
get to the
Dodgson's
boat?
boat wasn't waiting for him at the
Likely
east
his
dock when
boss
Nedry got there, the whole
needed Nedry
plan
to
would be
deliver the
ruined.
embryos to him on
Nedry
time.
couldn't wait very long, or he would be missed back at the control
because of
room.
that storm.
The whole idea behind the plan was that he could drive to the east dock, drop off the embryos, and be back in a few minutes before anyone noticed.
Well, it would have been a
It was a
great
good
plan
plan,
if it wasn't
a
for the
clever
storm.
plan.
He should have
Nedry
just
worked
waited
on it
at least
carefully,
till
refining
sunlight.
every detail. This plan was going to make him $1.5 million.
$1.5 million? Does he
1.5
mean
meg.
$1.5 million?
That was 10
Or is it
years
just
of income
$1 million
in a single
and 50
tax-free
cents?
shot, and it was going to change his life.
Oh, someone would change
Nedry
his
had been
life
damn
alright.
careful,
And it's
even to the
definitely
point of
not
making
for the bear.
Dodgson meet him in the San Francisco airport at the last minute with an excuse about wanting to see the money. Actually, Nedry wanted to record
He
his
does the
conversation
embryo
with
case
Dodgson
and
and mention
guys
him
of
by
Gillette,
name on the
the
tape,
shaving cream.
just so that Dodgson
Not sure
wouldn't forget he
how
owed
hard
the
the
rest of the
embryos
money.
for that.
Nedry was including a copy of the tape with the embryos.
Usually has 4
In short,
minutes.
Nedry had thought of everything. Except this damn storm. Something dashed across the road, a white flash in his headlights. It looked like a large rat. It scurried into the
that's
underbrush,
surprised.
dragging a
A little
fat
rat
tail.
made
Possum.
Nedry go off course.
Amazing that a possum could survive
yeah,
here.
I know
You'd think the
possum.
dinosaurs would get an animal like that.
I mean, that's
Where
what
was
a
the
possum
damn
does.
dock?
They just play
He
possum.
was driving fast,
and
and he'd already been
possum
gone
is
5 minutes.
What those old
He should have
possums
reached
do.
the east dock by now. Had he taken a wrong turn?
A long
He
turn?
didn't think so. He hadn't
You
seen
think
any
a
forks
possum
in the
might
road at
cause him
all.
to take a long turn?
Then where was the dock? It was a shock when he came around a corner and saw that the road terminated in a gray concrete barrier 6 feet
Well,
tall
that
and
guy's gonna
streaked
end up
dark
being
with
crashing
rain.
in that-
He slammed
that
on the
wall.
brakes, and the Jeep fish-tailed, losing traction in an end-to-end spin. And for a horrified moment, he thought he was going to smash into the barrier. He knew he was going to smash. And he spun the wheel frantically, and the Jeep slid to a stop, the headlamps just a foot from the concrete wall.
Huh. Well, that was
He
lucky
paused
of him.
there, listening to the
one
rhythmic
more
flick
foot
of the
and he would
wipers.
have crashed.
He took a deep breath and exhaled slowly. He looked
Well,
back
yeah,
down
well,
the
Mako,
road.
apparently you're right.
He'd obviously taken a wrong
I guess
turn
that possibly
somewhere.
did make him
He
take
could
a wrong
retrace
turn.
his steps, but that would take too long. He'd better try and
course,
find out
no
where the hell he was.
surprise.
He
I
got
mean,
out of the Jeep, feeling heavy
people
raindrops
like him
spatter his
still
head.
they'll prefer
It was a
money
real
over
tropical
safety.
storm, raining so hard that it hurt. He glanced at his watch, pushing the button
Wait a
to
minute,
illuminate the
6
digital dial.
minutes have
6
passed?
minutes gone. Where the hell was he?
The van might have gone
He walked
late.
around the concrete barrier, and on the other side, along with the rain, he heard the sound of gurgling water. Could it be the ocean? Nedry hurried forward, his eyes adjusting to the darkness as he went. Dense jungle on all sides, raindrops slapping on the leaves. The gurgling sound became louder, drawing him forward, and suddenly he came out of the foliage and felt his feet sink into soft earth and saw the dark currents of the river. The
Well, it's
river!
also him getting
He
to
was
the
at the
docks.
jungle river.
How did
Damn,
that
he
river
thought.
became so
At the river where?
wavy and
The river
filled
ran
with
for
vents?
miles through the island.
It's likely
He
because
looked at his watch
the
again.
rain
7
was
minutes gone.
being so hard.
You have a problem,
and I was
Dennis,
feeling even the
he
weather
said
was
aloud.
to the
As if
point
in
where no one
reply,
can be able to
there
cross
was a
the
soft
bridge.
hooting cry
without
of an
getting
owl
drowned.
in the forest. Nedry hardly noticed. He was worrying about his plan. The
no
plain fact
surprise.
was the time
I
had
guess
run
Nedry's
out. There
still
wasn't a
worried,
choice
because
anymore. He had
it's
to
like we
abandon
said,
his
he's
original
still worried
plan.
about the money
All he
and
could do was go
rather than
back to
his
the control
safety.
room, restore the computer, and somehow try to contact Dodgson to set up the drop at the East Dock for the following night.
That
Nedry
would
would
have been
have
a
to
smart
scramble
idea
to make
if
that
he
work,
had done so.
but he thought he could pull it off. The
Yeah,
computer
Nedry did
automatically
something.
logged all
I mean, to
calls.
power down
After
all-
Nedry got
all
through to
Jurassic
Dodgson,
Park.
he'd have to go back into the computer and
Likely he
erase
caused a
the record of the
malfunction.
call, but One thing was sure. He couldn't stay out in the park any longer, or his absence would be
But that bad
noticed.
malfunction caused
Nedry
the rest of
started
the
back,
dinos to go
heading
loose.
toward the glow of the car's
And that
headlights.
includes the
He was
one
drenched and miserable.
that got to Nedry in the
He heard the
first
soft
place.
hooting cry once more.
That sounds almost like an owl.
That hadn't
Yeah,
really
except
sounded
it's
like
a
an
more
owl.
sinister.
And it seemed to be
owl.
close by, in the jungle, somewhere off to his right.
Never knew dinosaurs could
As he
hoot
listened, he
like
heard a
that.
crashing sound in the underbrush, then silence.
birds on
He waited
evolution from
and
dinosaurs.
heard it again. It sounded distinctly like something big, moving slowly through the jungle toward him. Something big, something near.
Well, that's definitely one
A
of those
big
hooting
dinosaur.
dinosaurs that's following him.
Get out of here. Nedry began to run. He made a lot of noise as he ran, but even so, he could hear the animal crashing through the foliage and hooting. It was coming closer. Stumbling over tree roots in the darkness, clawing his way past dripping branches, he saw the Jeep ahead, and the lights shining
there's
around
the
the
light
vertical
that's
wall of the
behind the
barrier made him
concrete.
feel better. In a moment, he'd be in the car,
Nedry will
and
be
then he'd get the
safe.
hell out of here.
Oh,
He scrambled
if-
around the barrier, and then he froze. The animal was already there. But it wasn't close. The dinosaur stood 40 feet away at the edge of the illumination from the headlamps.
Huh?
Nedry hadn't taken the tour, so he hadn't seen the different
A
types of dinosaurs, but
Dilophosaurus?
this one was
That's
strange
one
looking.
big
The
Dilophosaurus.
10-foot-tall body was
It also
yellow
has the
with
usual
black spots,
shape.
and
his
along the
feet
head
crests.
ran a pair of red V-shaped crests. The dinosaur
Well, it's
didn't
obvious
move,
that
but
Dilophosaurus
again
is
gave its
biding its
soft hooting
time.
cry.
Because in the movie,
Nedry
the
waited to see if it
the
would
smaller
attack.
Dilophosaurus starts
It didn't.
staring at Nedry
Perhaps the
curiously.
headlights from the Jeep frightened
Yeah,
it,
but the
forcing
hood
it to keep
is
its
what gave it
distance
away.
like a fire.
The very moment Nedry
The
rolls his
dinosaur
hood
stared
up,
at him,
that thing
and
was a
then snapped his
Dilophosaurus
head in
as
a
a
single
foot.
swift motion. Nedry felt something smack wetly
Okay,
against his chest.
that's a spit.
He looked down and saw a
Yes,
dripping
but that is
glob
no
of
ordinary
foam
spit,
on his
Ryuko.
rain-soaked shirt.
Dilophosaurus
He
is
touched
known
it
to
curiously,
spell
not
a sort of
comprehending.
venom.
It
Yeah,
was
the
spit.
venom that caused
The
some pain to
dinosaur
the
had
skin.
spit on it.
Yes. Yes,
It
and
was
he is
crispy,
prey
he
to
thought.
feel
He
the
looked back at the
venomous
dinosaur and
spit
saw the head snap
that is
again,
landing on him.
and immediately felt
But the
another
venom
wet
itself
smack
doesn't
against his
directly
neck,
kill
just
its
above the shirt
victims,
collar.
right?
He wiped it away with
No,
his hand.
within a
Jeez,
few seconds,
it
it will
was
cause
disgusting.
the skin to feel
But the skin of his
your
neck was
hardness
already
and
starting
pain
to tingle
from the
and
spit
burn.
itself.
And his hand
It does not
was tingling
directly
too.
kill its prey with
It was
venom.
almost like he had been touched with
Instead,
acid.
it makes the
Nedry
prey
opened the
itself
car
very
door, glancing
cushioned,
back at
weakened
the
enough-
dinosaur to make
enough
sure it
for to
wasn't
come
going
in
to
for the
attack,
kill.
and felt a sudden
Well,
excruciating
that was the
pain in his
Dilophosaurus
eyes.
in that literature.
Stabbing
or
like
the movie.
spikes
Hey,
into the
Nedry
back of his
does
skull,
deserve that
and he
fate.
squeezed his eyes
Besides,
shut
those
and
were
gasped
embryos
with the
Nedry was
intensity of
stealing
it,
from
then threw
Jurassic
up his
Park.
hands to cover his eyes and felt
it's
the
a joke
slippery
for me, or
foam
did Nedry
trickling down
suddenly
both
scream
sides of
like
his nose.
Plankton?
Spit.
You know, I heard that.
The
Kind of
dinosaur
has
had
the same
spit in his
thing.
eyes.
But I think that now he has to.
Even as he
I had that
realized it, the
screen for
pain
an effect.
overwhelmed him,
And to
and
know
he
what
dropped
has
to his
happened to
knees,
Nedry.
disoriented,
As soon as
wheezing.
that Dilophosaurus
He
spat
collapsed
on
onto
him.
his side,
We
his
did
cheek
saw
pressed
how
to the wet
Nedry
ground,
was
his breath
was
coming in
eaten.
thin whistles,
He didn't
with
kill
a
by those
constant, ever-screaming
Dilophosaurus.
pain
On the
that
movie
caused
first
flashing
was smaller
spots of
than
light
a
to
novel
appear
one.
behind his tightly shut eyelids. The earth
I
shook
think here it
beneath
comes.
him, and Nedry
Guess I must
knew
be
the
going in
dinosaur
for the
was
kill.
moving.
You know, like
He
you
could hear
said,
its soft
Senketsu.
hooting cry.
That
And
is
despite
still
the pain, he
playing the
forced his
waiting
eyes
game.
open, and still
Well,
he saw
I guess
nothing
that
but
way game
flashing
is soon
spots
going
against
to be
black.
over.
Slowly the
Nedry is
realization
really
came to
blind
him.
because of that venom.
He was blind.
That is what Nedry gets
The
for
hooting was
stealing
louder.
those embryos.
Nedry
Once
scrambled
from
to his
Jurassic
feet and
Park.
staggered back
Nedry
against the
did,
side
after
panel
all,
of the
brought
car
this to
as a wave of
himself.
nausea and dizziness
Well, you're
swept
not
over
wrong,
him.
Mako.
The
Nedry
dinosaur
does
was
deserve
close
that
now. We
fate.
could feel it
We has
coming
never
closer.
expected a
He
novel
was
to be
dimly aware of
that
its
dark.
snorting breath, but he couldn't see. He couldn't see anything, and his terror was extreme. He stretched out his hands, waving them wildly in the air to ward off the attack he knew was coming. And then there was a new searing pain,
Wait a minute.
like a fiery
I thought
knife in his
Phil
belly.
wasn't able to
And
pierce
Nedry
through the
stumbled,
skin.
reaching blindly down to touch the ragged edge of his shirt, and then a thick, slippery mass that was surprisingly warm. And with horror, he suddenly knew he was holding his own intestines in his hands. The dinosaur had torn him open. His guts had fallen out. Nedry fell to the ground and landed on something scaly and cold. It was the animal's foot. And then there was a new pain on both sides of his head. The pain grew worse.
And you, the
And as he
jaws
was
to
lifted
break
to his feet,
skull.
he knew the dinosaur had his head in its jaws. And the horror of that realization was followed by a final wish that it would all be ended soon.
Well, that was terrifying. And I always thought Dilophosaurus would try to hunt in a pack, act like in a movie. You're cool, little D. Actually, we were surprised that big thing ain't got the drop on Nedry. After all, in the movie we saw you guys always take down Nedry in your own way. To think a big guy like Nedry is scared of a little Dilophosaurus.
Well, they do say size doesn't matter. If they can fight, then they can definitely fight.
Too bad those embryos didn't make it in the storm.
Maybe so, but at the very least nature, or more specifically our Dilophosaurus, knows where the glory.
If anything, you little guys did a favor for the embryos. You at the very least took down Nedry.
Ugh, whatever mad developer came up with Omega Plant is tempered. Ugh, they really went all out to a point it drives everyone mad.
Jeez, you really took a beating there?
Yeah, I'm really sorry you had seen me that way, ladies. Plantis is just brutal, like way brutal. The regular one was hard enough, but the tempered one was painfully extreme.
Jeez, so they managed to defeat ain't that a mega beetle?
It wasn't easy. That big Omega Beetle, Il Planetes, was really a brute to fight. But fortunately, we did beat him in time. I mean, just barely. That thing is so tough that makes even Behemoth jealous. Well, knowing one thing, at the very least the stuff is worth it, I think. By the way, that's done.